I'm Oliver Sloup with Blue Line Futures, coming to you from the Chicago Board of Trade with another episode of Tech Talk. It is Tuesday, April 13th. We've got three markets for you: corn, soybeans, and live cattle. It's going to be pretty short and sweet here today. We've got May corn pulled up here to kick things off. This is a market we've touched on quite a few times over the last several months. We left this blue box on here from the last Tech Talk we did, kind of identifying that sideways trend that we have been in outside of a few false breakouts back here in February and back after that quarterly stocks report. But last week we finally got that breakout move above 560, and we're starting to stabilize above that. Previous resistance now becomes support, and that's at 560. We remain optimistic and believe that we could potentially see May corn make a good push at that psychologically significant $6 handle. But again, that 560 level has got to hold going forward. A break and close back below there opens the door for some potential long liquidation, which could potentially take us back towards the low end of the range. Now, with the shot clock winding down on these May contracts, we are starting to get a little bit more active in the back months, all the way out to the new crop contract in December. And we think that there's quite a bit more room in December as well here, the way things are looking. That chart looks very constructive. So, as we always say, the trend is your friend until the end when it bends. And right now, we're still pretty upbeat on corn, a little bit more upbeat on the deferreds. Now, moving over to the soybeans, you could probably say the same thing. Pretty optimistic on the deferreds and the new crop contracts. Front month May here, right in the middle of the range that we've been stuck in throughout this year. Really, the 50% retracement comes in at about 1380, which is where we're at here. A break and close below here potentially opens the door for maybe some accelerated selling pressure towards the low end. I don't think that we're going to necessarily fall that hard out of bed, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a retest to these lows down here at 1360 recently. Now, again, as mentioned with corn, we're a little bit more upbeat. Those new crop contracts, so November beans, we think still has pretty good technical and fundamental support behind it. So that's going to be what we're looking at a little bit more closely to the buy side. Now, wrapping things up with live cattle, this is a market that we've touched on in recent Tech Talks as well, and we laid it out in our interviews last week with RFD TV and Tech Talks that this was a buy the rumor, sell the fact type of event. We got the anticipation that the cash market was going to firm here from March 23rd to about April 7th. We rallied 9 of 11 sessions. Then we got the cash market to actually firm up, and that's when we saw people sell the news. Now, a lot of people kind of screaming that the top is in, but we've got a lot of technical support coming in here from about 120 to 120 and a half. Obviously, you've got trend line support coming in here, as well as a 50-day moving average. All in all, fundamentals really haven't changed much. The money flow, I think, is still constructive. So this is a healthy pullback, and I think gives people an opportunity to step back into the market if they reduce over the last week or so. So we will be viewing this as a buying opportunity. A break and close below 120 would neutralize that bullish sentiment that we have. But I think from a risk-reward perspective, it's worth a shot. So that's what we're looking at. That's what you should be looking at too. This has been Oliver Sloup with Blue Line Futures from the Chicago Board of Trade. Remember, trading futures and options involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Thanks a lot.